son, Artemis Fowl.
Hey there guys, Alaskan Nomad here, and yes, I know that this one's going to be a bit of a doozy. So, if you haven't seen this movie already, chances are you probably aren't going to want to, due to all the horrible and negative reviews that every single person has been given about this movie. Why? Because the movie completely destroys the fact that Artemis Fowl is a criminal mastermind and instead goes a much different route, the route of the father disappearing and him trying to figure out a way to bring back his father. Now, I'm not here to actually give you guys one of the same negative, horrible, this movie is absolute garbage reviews. No, I'm actually here to give a positive review and explain to you why this movie is actually a lot better than anyone is wanting to give it any credit. Now, let's break this down in just the littlest details. So, what did the movie actually get accurate and get correct? Well, yes, you got a lot of the names correct. Yes, you got a lot of the mannerisms of a lot of these people correct. Did they change up the fact that Holly Short was, not necessarily the first woman to be in the LEP recon? Yes. Okay. Did they change up the fact that Commander Root is Dame Judi Dench? Yes. Yes, they did. But do I care about that? No. Because it got pretty much everything else right. You can say whatever you want about them treating Artemis Fowl, but in all honesty, when you really think about it, if you actually did read the books and really read between the lines instead of taking it at face value, Artemis Fowl was not just trying to kidnap Holly for the gold and bring back his family empire. If you actually paid attention, the real reason why he kidnapped Holly in the first place was because he actually needed not the gold, but the wish. That was actually the real reason. His mother was completely delusional, and she was going completely insane because she missed her husband and his father deeply, to the point that she was actually hallucinating, and it was becoming dangerous, which I understand why they actually just did not have her in the movie and say that she was deceased. I get that, because that is a really hard thing to sell. It really is, especially if you're a company like Disney, who is trying to cater to kids as much as they are the adults. Now, the other point that I need to make about this is that yes, they brought in the father for this, and he was not introduced until the next book, in the Arctic incident. Yes, I get that, but however, really, there's still the sake that he is trying to bring back his father, and he is trying to actually bring back a good word to his name. There is actually that. Okay, cool. I actually am totally cool with that. I am more loving the fact that this actually does give incredible context to the underground world, to the LEP recon, to the fact that yes, they used Darvit, and yes, this is actually all this that you're seeing right now is what really got me more than anything. The fact that Artemis and the Fowl family have been doing this for centuries, as it even outlines in the books. That Artemis was not at all the first human ever to discover the fairy world. That was absolutely wrong. He just thought that he was, and it wasn't until much, much later that he realized how wrong he was, and that his father was actually doing the same thing too. It's in the family. So, again, this actually ended up being extremely accurate. This ended up going pretty much outlined without going into your personal nitty-gritty picky details. It actually went almost exactly how the book went. They just changed a couple of small details that you think completely changes the movie. I never once saw Artemis Fowl the way any of you ever did. And I've argued with my Artemis Fowl friends about how he is never once that cold, calculating person you ever made him out to be. So stop painting him that way.